Hey guys, Sri Lanka Sammi. Sammi and Supik, welcome to today's video. What we're gonna talk about today visas in the Philippines. What kind are there? What am I on? How am I staying here for 6 months? And how can you stay here short-term, long-term, tourism, retirement? Sri Lanka Sammi and Supik coming at you. Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to talk to you, like I said, about visas. So we are in April 1st. Yeah, happy April Fool's Day. I'm recording this on April 1st. But I arrived here January 28th. I landed in Clark Airport in the Philippines, and I was granted a 30-day visa. So let's see, yeah, 30-day visa, if you can see that. It was stamped in my passport, my Canadian passport. So I'm a Canadian citizen. I arrived on my Canadian passport. When I landed, I have visa on arrival. So I don't have to apply in advance. Now, you can check online with Google and see if you need a visa on arrival or you need to apply for a visa. If I had come on my Sri Lankan passport, I would have had to had a visa before I arrived. I would have had to apply at the embassy. But because I'm a Canadian, I'm one of the exempt countries. You need to check with your online. There's hundreds of websites, doineedavisa.com, that kind of thing. So this visa was free, 30 days free, no problem. As a tourist, I don't get like other countries, like for example, Korea, I get 6 months. Sri Lanka, I get 90 days as a Canadian, but I'm a Sri Lankan citizen, so I don't have to worry about it. Anyways, but Philippines only gives 30 days. So then what happens is you can go and get a 1 month extension, 2 month extension, or a 3 or 6 month extension, depending on what it is. So when you land the first time, you have to prove, if they ask, you have to have proof that you're a tourist. So hotel or residence. You have to have money, show that you have money, and that you have an onward ticket. I did not have to show any of that. I guess because I'm coming from a rich country, I have a Canadian passport and hundreds of tourists coming through, especially to a small airport like this. I wasn't flagged. I breezed through immigration, no questions whatsoever. So on my 30th day, hold on a second, let me grab something for you. I forgot to keep this with me when I was doing today's story. But, so my first month, about 10 days before the expiry of my visa, I went to a local tourist travel agent that advertises visa extensions. So I paid them and I gave my passport, they took care of everything. I don't want to have to deal with it. But if you want to save a couple of bucks, you can go to immigration and do it yourself. Stand in line, all those people in the hot, unair-conditioned room for hours taking care of this. Or you can just pay someone to do it, which is what I did. So I went to the local shop here, and they are in Baloy. You can find them everywhere, just Google it. So I paid them for the first month. So I got my first 30 days. There is no stamp in my passport. This is the validation right here, this receipt. So it says visa valid until May 28th. Oh, sorry, April, the first one. March 28th. Okay, so the first one, I paid about 4,000 pesos for them to do it. So 4,000 pesos today is about $75 US. So I got my extension for 75 US dollars. My first 30-day extension. No, nothing else, nothing special. They took care of all the paperwork. I would have saved about 20 bucks if I did it myself. All right. So that took me until March 28th, end of March, which is yesterday, a couple days ago. 10 days before that expired, so about 2 weeks ago, I took my passport in again, and I got an update, another extension, this time for 2 months. Now this one cost me $9,000, okay? So a little more than 2.5 times, so that's 165 US dollars. And that was 2 months, plus I got my new ID card. So on this side, it says I am a tourist. And it's got the RFID, it's got my name and everything. On the back, it's got like more information, you know, like my address, my ID number. I have an ID number, a control number, the card issue date, the card expiry date. So it was issued March 23rd and it expires in a year. So this card is good for 1 year. It's an ID. It's also valid government ID. Okay, so this can be used as ID. You don't have to carry around your passport anymore. I don't have to carry around a driver's license or anything like that that I had from another country. I don't have to carry my passport. I don't have to carry my visa. I have that, which has all the RFID on it. But I have a picture of my visa just in case. So the second time I paid $9,000, I got the card, which now helps expedite your processing in the future. And I got 2 months for $9,000. So now my visa expires in May, end of May. I need one more extension till I depart June 17. Okay, so the next extension, which will take me till June 27, is more than enough time, and even if there is a delay in my flight. This is what I talked about before. When you book your flights and manage your visa, make sure that there is a leeway between the date of departure and the date of expiry of your visa. Because, for example, your visa expires on April 10. That means you have until 11:59 p.m. on April 10 to vacate the airspace of the Philippines. If your flight is delayed and you're in the airport after 11:59 p.m. on the 10th, you're in violation of your visa. Now, it's a technicality, but one thing I've learned about the Philippines is that they love their technicalities. Tim went to go get his driver's license updated, and he was wearing a sleeveless shirt because of his arm, and they said you have to go buy a shirt from outside and put a shirt on, even a short sleeve shirt. They don't allow the sleeveless shirts. What's the big deal? You're just getting your license renewed, but that's their rule. You have to follow their rules. It's their country, their rules. So make sure of that. Log on to the embassy website, the visa websites, and see what it is that is required. You have to have 6 months beyond the day you leave the Philippines valid on your passport. So if you're here for 3 months and you have a 6-month passport left, they won't let you in. Okay? You have to have 6 months after you leave, because just in case something happens and you get stuck here. Okay? So make sure that there is more time on your visa than there is on your plane ticket. Make sure there is more time on your passport than there is on your visa. Okay? You have to have proof of an onward journey. Carry all of your identification, all of your bank information. Make sure you have all of those things with you, because if they ask you, then you have it. You don't have to like, oh, I have to come back again. All right, your bank account statements, your credit card statements, access to money, onward flight, accommodation information, Get a local SIM card, get an email address, have all of that stuff available. It just makes it easier on the person who's dealing with you, because they're humans and they can be petty. They can be or they can't be. It's up to them. So that's why I let the agent, the travel agent, deal with it, because I don't have to worry about it. They got their own people that take care of it. Done. Now, getting the ID card took a few extra days. Normally it takes about 5 to 7 days to get this processed locally, including the weekend. It usually takes less than a week. But because it had to go to Manila to get the ID card, it took 10 or 11 days. So make sure you keep that aware as well. Go 2 weeks before, okay? Now that I have the ID card, the next time I do it will only take 5 days or less than 7 days, she said. And the next time will cost me about 3,000 pesos, so it'll be much cheaper. So the first month and the first renewal with the ID card is the most expensive. After that, it's like $50-60 US a month to stay here. So those are the visas that you have for a tourist visa. Now, there are other visas, okay? You can get a student visa, a business visa. You got to look those up. And there are hundreds of videos on retirement visas. Retirement visas are complex, and they change every day. So I'm not going to go into it about what you need or what you have to have. But suffice it to say that if you get these immigrant visas, which are 13, visa number 13, A, B, C, E, and G, permanent resident, immigrant visa, foreign parents born, unmarried, or married, Philippine, I don't know. There's so many, and it changes every week, okay? Like it does in Canada, like it does in Korea. I will suggest that you check with your local Philippine embassy or Philippine consulate. They will have the latest up-to-date information because that's their job. That's what they do. They're in touch with Philippine immigration who knows what's happening, and it's their job to provide you that information. So contact your local consulate. Forget about Facebook groups. I mean, that's the first place to go is the web, and to check Philippine immigration. Check with Philippine immigration, then check with your local Philippine embassy in your country of citizenship, not the country that you're in right now. So say, for example, you're Canadian and you're traveling in Thailand. Don't go to the Philippine embassy in Thailand's website, because that is geared towards Thai people, because that's who they deal with. Go to your country's Philippine embassy, because that embassy deals with your passport. Okay, so remember that. It's very important. Yeah, so take care of all of your details. People forget about their visa. And the first thing I do is I put in my calendar visa expiration and an alarm. I put it in my phone too, to remind me 14 days before that I need to take care of this. Because you don't want to be here on a visa expiration, all right? So that is my story on visas. Please take care of yourself. Make sure you follow the rules and understand your obligations. It's your visa, not theirs. So keep that in mind. Don't cause yourself headaches or trouble. Sri Lanka Sammi and Supik. I'm living life. Thank you again, everyone, for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Please join my Discord server. Link is down below, and I'll talk to you guys on the other side.